God bless everyone. Thank you all for your contributions and for living through your lives. Because it's not the same for everybody. And we all go through different things. And it is the same for everybody. On one level. Because we all feel the same. We all feel life. But we all go through different things. Hello, Steve. The big Australia. And I was always fascinated with Australia. Especially when I was in school. Now, the funny thing is, they never teach us anything about it. Yeah. Anyways, God bless everyone for being here and for everything you live through. Because I know some people, it's not, some people it's really hard to live through this life. Hello from Scotland. Hello. Is it evening? No. It, it does look like it though. The sun hasn't even came up though. So it's early in the morning. North Korea. You're not in North Korea right now. 10:30 in Australia. Wow. Thank you, Jay. Zen or Zane. I've never watched soccer in my life. I wanted to start off by saying something real exceptional. Let's say I fell down the steps, and let's say I got hurt, whatever. I let's say that I just fell down the steps. Nothing bad happened, and it wasn't negative. I simply fell down the steps. Okay? Now, as we see, there's nothing bad about it. It just happened. Now, someone else could fall down the steps and they can label it bad. They can label it the worst experience of their life. You've never watched American football? Yeah. I wouldn't start. So, someone else falls down the steps and they get furious. They see it as something negative, something bad. Okay, but it's not bad at all. And it's not negative. That person just labeled it negative. All are welcome in. So, how come when I fell down the steps, I simply fell down the steps, nothing happened? You're just labeling the experience as something bad. Now, this may be a big thing to you, but people do this all the time with everything. They label something bad, but it's not bad at all. That's just your labeling. And whatever is happening is just happening. Okay? If you label something bad or negative, then your reality becomes bad or negative. So there is nothing bad or negative. It doesn't matter the situation. And once you do label something bad or negative, then you start to feel negative. But it's just actually happening. It's not no one's fault. And there's no one to blame. Everything's actually positive. It's only when you deem it negative that something is negative. I'm 100% happy. Hello, Lincoln. Yeah. Yeah. The truth is, you can't control nobody. And what anybody thinks doesn't really matter. What somebody thinks, that's in their mind. It's not in your mind. and it doesn't affect you. It only affects you if you think that, or when you think about it. So anything that happens outside of you means no harm. There's no one to blame you. Simply, anything that happens outside of you, it's not your fault, and it has nothing to do with you. The only thing that matters is what you think. It doesn't matter what anybody does or what they say. They want it to matter to you. But the only thing that matters is what you're thinking. And you can't think two things at the same time. So whatever you're focusing on the thought, well, that's going to be in your head. And what happens to a lot of people is when you do stuff, you actually forget about what you're thinking about. Hello, Candy. Transhumans are sometimes misjudged. When you do something, you actually forget what you're thinking. And this is what everybody's trying to do. You know, saying I look like a moron, that's just in your head. That just affects you. Me saying quack quack. Me saying he, and me laughing. You're just upset that you're not laughing. And you can't control me. So there's no reason to try to even tell me to stop laughing. Inevitably, you're making me laugh more. Yeah. A lot of stuff that people get mad about actually makes me laugh, regardless of what they think. Simply, when you get mad at somebody or some situation, you're just denying it happened. You won't let it happen. But how can you deny something if it's already happened? Either A, it didn't happen, or B, you're just replaying it in your mind. I'm on the glass pipe every night, Lilith. Again, what you say, it doesn't affect me. It just portrays yourself. So you can say whatever you want. And that is the beauty of it. You can change your thinking at any moment. That just goes to show how fragile your thinking really is. And you can only focus on one thing at one time. So how fragile are you really? There's over 1 trillion thoughts to have, but you focus on one thought. And really our thinking has so much elasticity. Hello, Serena. I've been pacing in the park for months. Hold on. Am I God's son? Somebody said. We're all children of God. So, yes. While people say Jesus is the Son of God, also in the book, it also says we're all children of God. Everything in the world is just your interpretation of it. So somebody could read the same thing as you, but they could interpret it completely different. So who was right? And everybody has their own interpretation of the world, but that only pertains to you. Just because you and the world, even if everybody agrees on your interpretation, aka your thinking, it doesn't mean you're right. You could be very wrong. But we like to have people confirm our ideas because we think it's more real. When we think something and other people, if they think the same thing, then it justifies our thinking. Thank you all for being here. Yeah, the devil is a lie himself. Hello, Kevin Hayes. I don't really know the Jewish Talmud. Confirmation bias. Yeah. And there's a bunch of different words for the same thing. Why am I happy? And why are some other people, why are they angry? Well, there's no difference. The only thing that's different is just their viewpoint. Someone who's angry is resisting their viewpoint. Who let the dogs out? So when you hate, you're just trying to project your viewpoint. And as someone said earlier, you actually hate your viewpoint because it's limited. In fact, most viewpoints are limited. Therefore, you're not going to feel good from them, or you're not going to see reality as it is. If you think life sucks, well, then you see it as life sucks because that's your viewpoint. You can have any viewpoint you want, and you can change it any time. But if you focus on life sucks, then your whole world begins to suck. And since you're focusing on this one thought, it's all you know. Because all you know is all you know. The funny Nirvana song. Nathan Ryan, you suck. Hey. Well, that's how you feel. I think you're great. I think you're a master of your own world. Law of attraction. Yeah, you could say that. Whatever you think is what you believe. And you can think of anything. Whatever you think of, it's actually real. Now, there's a step beyond thinking. Most people never realize this. It's actually to stop thinking. And when you stop thinking, then life as we know it, it's over. Thinking just leads to more thinking. And simply, your thinking actually wants to self-destruct. Because if you think too much or too often, it literally sucks. I've thought before, and then I've been in what you call the present moment. And being in the present moment is nothing like thinking. In the present moment has nothing to do with thinking. Thinking is just an objection, where actually feeling reality is the final boss, is game over. Because there's nothing to think about reality, because it's already here. Everything in the past, it's already here. There's nothing new. There's no new technology, even though someone says it's new. And all technology comes from the inner mind. And when you can get anything in your life by two ways, but we're just going to stick to one for now, because that's all you think about. You just think positively, and the world will give you whatever you're thinking, even if it's negative. That's why it is said, and it's popular, your wish is my command. Get a job, you restart. What are you getting in your life? I'm not really getting anything, because I already am happiness. I already am the living soul. And I feel the soul. The soul is meant to be felt. And it can't be conceptualized. We are telepathic human beings. And what I'm getting is all these people in the chat. And I'm also getting all of this. I'm spreading love, different viewpoints, different perspectives, and bringing happiness into people's lives, and stillness, and helping people. And I'm doing this to the world. I'm not just doing it to people. I show love to animals. I show love to nature. Mother Gaia, the earth we live on, it actually is a living entity in itself. You may have never thought about this, but she is actually living herself. You can see this in the spiritual world, and you can see it grow every day. Yeah. And also, everything is connected. That's why you feel stuff. And you can feel anything around you. Now, don't think about thinking or you might hurt yourself. Yeah. And I will say this, so we know this now. We are the feel of life. That's why we're all connected. There's no difference between us. There's no names and no objects. That's just something people agree on. Who are you before your name, before you got a name, and before you even had a thought? The saying, ask and it is given. If somebody's laughing, they're not going to be depressed. It's almost impossible to be laughing and be depressed. And I'm simply not thinking at all, Mr. Duck. Thank you, Ross and the Lying Gillet. Well, it may be a rag to you, left, right, and nobody wears a rag like that. Well, I'm not everybody else. Two, you don't know the reasoning. Because I was cold last night, actually just a few hours ago, and it was around my neck, or my head. It might be my neck to you. And I actually put my hair down, and I decided, hey, I actually like it like this. It feels right like this. Not what you think about it. Because that's just simply what you think. More importantly, I understand why people in different cultures, they wear hoods. Even the holy people, whoever they are, they wear hoods. And you can find this all over Earth. They do it because they like the way it feels. That's the only reason to do anything. And that is the whole point of life. It's what feels right. It's not what you think. Am I getting Battlefield 6? I've never played Battlefield. Yeah. And I did actually ask about that like a month ago. Yeah, but I think all the new video games, they basically suck. Yeah. Though that's just my opinion of it. And even more so, the way people play, because I would play it for the multiplayer experience, people just hide in most of the video games. And this may be very deep for some of you, but that's because they hide in real life. So then it represents in the video game. What's my purpose? My purpose is just to make people happy and to feel their existence, which is feeling good. When you feel the life that you are, which is feeling God, you feel everything known to man. It's the greatest expansion and the greatest feeling in the world. And I simply want you to feel it. It's the whole reason I exist. Other than that, I don't exist anymore. And the whole reason you exist is just to feel your life. And two, to help others. Thank you, Kelly. Do you find cheddar cheese is overpriced? It's the most popular one, I would assume. So therefore, they're going to increase it because they know people want it. Doesn't mean it's the best. But I believe all cheese, which is cultured anyway, all cheese should be raw. Because when you eat raw cheese, it tastes way better. And it's way better for you. Yeah. In fact, I believe all dairy, because dairy never expires in its raw state. And if you ever had raw dairy, you'll see that it's way better than pasteurized dairy. Yeah. And it makes you feel better. Lori says quits the drugs. I'm on no drugs. And how would you know that? You're just making stuff up in your mind. And you've probably just seen drugs in your life. So it's running on your mind. I never think about drugs. But apparently the whole world does. And that's okay. Because I never think about them. The only drug I've ever thought about is obviously the Magic Dragon. And that was just for fun. And I don't even care about it. Nor do I even do it. God is always giving us attention and giving us love. The reason you're not feeling your best or you're not living your best life, simply you aren't happy, is because you're not allowing it. Only you can allow it. And then you control your life to where you make it happy. The reason why you don't feel the universe is simply you don't allow it. You don't feel God because you have to feel it. And you don't allow it. Only you can stop you. No one else can really control you. Trolls in the house. Quack, quack. Ross the Lion, Gillett. Yeah, the negativity is coming from them and inside of them. It has nothing to do with me. Has nothing to do from God. It's actually from the devil. The devil is negativity himself. What the devil really is, it's not a physical appearance. That's why you'll never really see him. You might actually see him in human form because he corrodes people's minds. What the devil is, he's just an emotion, which emotions are an entity. That's why you get lost in the emotion. The entity of that emotion actually will control you. That's why letting the rage take over, that it is exactly what the devil is. It has nothing to do with a physical look. Bacon, I think, is one of the best foods in the world. You believe you're worth shit, Dutch? And I'm sorry for that. Anything that you think that is negative, that is actually false. That's why you don't like it. So you believe you're worth shit, but that's just a belief. That's simply not who you are. And you can change your belief at any moment. So why not believe the best thing and think the best thing? If you think about the best, you will feel the best. Vice versa, if you feel the best, if you even think, if you use your logic, people like to claim they're really smart. Well, if you are really smart, you would use your thinking to create the best scenarios. I'm not talking about you guys. And some of you really are smart. In fact, the devil, he actually is smart, quote unquote. And everybody can be really smart or is really smart. Yeah. But, Dutch, if you actually feel your life, then you automatically become happiness. That's why thinking is a disruption. It corrodes how you feel, and it blocks the feeling of life. Because as it's streaming onto us, we'll see. Life is just beaming happiness. All negativity, the whole point of it, is it actually wants to be positive. It wants to feel amazing. If you just allow it, be okay with whatever happens, and stop resisting. And obviously, if there's a medical problem, then you should seek help. Or find a mentor. Why did I do he? Simply because I feel so much happiness inside of me. It's overwhelming in a way. you won't really see too many people that are expressing happiness when you actually just become it. And I've been feeling this all of my life. And if you don't know, you can actually die of laughter. You can die of happiness. It is true. If it's not controlled. So it comes out in little chuckles. And if I was sitting here laughing the whole time, you'd be like, what is going on? You'd be like, what is this guy on? Simply, when you feel the life that you are, it has nothing to do with your thinking. When you become life itself, that's what life means. Well, then you absolutely feel amazing. And then you do what you want, because if you feel happy, then you do more stuff that makes you happy. If you're negative, you do stuff that makes you more negative. It's not my choice. The world is obviously has its own choice. But it's your choice. Negative Nancy. Everybody loves bacon. God will fix all your problems. That's exactly what we're talking about, John Doe. Because life is, you do what feels right, not what you think right. Your thinking is a guessing game. The whole entirety of the world and all of existence is happening right now. And it tells you what is right. I don't have to read the scriptures, John Medina, because I feel what is right. You are the walking scripture. The scripture came from inside man. The scripture is just a guide to life. And it's telling people that forgot how to feel what they need to do. Simply, I'll explain it in a different way. If I wrote 10 things down, 10 roles, and I gave it to the whole world, be happy, be kind, don't hurt anyone, love everything, eat only fruits, do no evil, compliment others, help others. And I gave it to everyone in the world. Everyone had it. Just because you read something doesn't mean you actually go do it. Doesn't mean you even know what it means. Reading something, whatever it is, does not mean you get it. Does not mean you feel it. Simply, you can feel what is right inside of you. If you go and hurt an animal, you will feel it's wrong to hurt the animal. If you go and hurt someone's feelings, you feel it's wrong. I don't need no one or no any written thing to tell me this. Only when you lose this sense, then you need something like that. And there's nothing wrong with it. So why do people hurt other people's feelings? Because they don't know how they're making them feel, because they have lost the sense of feeling, which is who you are. And it's the whole reason we're here in this universe. So we actually begin to feel the world again and get out of the mind. The mind can make anything seem right because it's actually a feel of what is wrong and what is right. There's a reason why you guys ain't going out and killing people. Because you know it makes you feel bad. Doesn't matter about the system. There are no laws. There's only one law, and it's how you feel. But I do agree with the Bible and the scriptures. Hello, Jay West Bay. Thank you, Joe Mackery. Life is all about perception. Exactly. Negative people, they get tuned in to one thought, and then they're glued to it. And it usually runs their whole life. But if you become aware of how it's making you feel, you can change your perception at any second. Someone could think I'm ugly, then they can change it instantly. They could be like, that man's beautiful. You could love your girlfriend / boyfriend. Couple moments later, you don't love her no more. You actually hate her. Oh, wow. You did that. You chose that. A couple people say I'm handsome. There's a couple other people, I guarantee it, that say I'm ugly. So is someone better? Is someone's opinion more value? I appreciate that, Joe Mackery. Yeah. Everything through the mind is just the way you perceive it. Yeah. I'm not rejecting Christ, though. You remember me, Tiffany Hart? Yeah, I agree with you, Joe Waters. I bacon, it's one of the best foods. I don't agree with veganism. That's how my body's been messed up for the last 9 years. I sat with the Reaper for 9 years. And this is how I actually found God, was through veganism. And I'm still healing. This is how I found out what life was all about. I don't agree with vegetarianism. I'm completely against anybody that you can do whatever you want. I don't agree with any veganism or vegetarianism. Why tell me not to eat it? It could have been at the time that there was only a few pigs and maybe they were sick. Yeah. And Asians eat pork like crazy. That's why they look so good. That's why they look young. And same with people in the Mediterranean. Yeah, it's your intuition. Hold on. God, we'll fix all your problems. All your problems automatically become fixed when you stop thinking about it. So when you get into the no thought state, you're not thinking about anything. So your soul, it pops up and you automatically feel it, which is God. He's inside of you. It's the best feeling ever. It's also what we've been talking about. And all your problems are fixed, to John Doe, once you change it to something you like. It's only a problem because you view it in a negative way. So if you go towards positivity, then everything becomes positive. Yeah. Here and now is all you have. Yeah. Most thoughts are always about the past. Trauma is always about the past. It's not wrong, but it will eventually get you a conviction. All there ever was is here. History is not really here. It's just in history books. The scriptures came from God. Yeah. I said they came. Yeah, they came from God. And it can, but you can feel it through the man. God is working through you. And he controls all of this. So why be mad about anything? I feel you, Jeff Westbay. Man cannot be God. He's a part of the life of God. All there is God, such as all there is one. Yeah. The thinking is what separates us from feeling this, from feeling God himself. He's forever present. And basically, everything is an illusion. Yeah. And that's why thoughts are they're just confusion. Don't thoughts confuse you? Because it's all an illusion. The only thing that you will ever know is the truth, and what you feel is real, is actually just feeling the life around you. Because you merge with it as soon as you have empty thinking. Yeah. And when you are thinking, you put value on stuff. Oh, I think this is right. Or this is more valuable than every other thing. You're the one who puts meaning to anything. Most importantly, God guides us. He guides us through love. And when we follow that string, the pulling, we do loving things. In result, we feel love for obeying. Now, if you don't follow your intuition, you might not feel love. Or you might think otherwise. Yeah. Hello, Cody Waffle. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. What if you pull the string and it breaks? It's always there. The more caught up in your mind you are, the less that you feel the life. And the more that you're going to have to unblock all the stuff you think you know, which would be undoing your karma or your sins. Yeah. We create our own sins. Therefore, we have to undo them. It's not necessarily bad. They may make us feel negative. We are the people. Is it cold? It's only cold like at like 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. In fact, I'm actually getting really warm right now. Because I noticed the highest it gets cold, the coldest, isn't at the tip of the night or the middle of the night. It's actually at the very end. Right before the sun comes up. I'm really lost at the mo too. The mo. God is just working through me. He's working through everybody. This is not just a me thing. And he's working through everything. Because it's not just about people. If you allow and accept love into your life, God is love. Simply. And if you allow love, then you'll feel love. I'm not sure what you're saying, Philadelphia Collins. Hey. You can work out. You can pray. And you can go to your job. You can do it all happy. Why do anything else not being happy? And why do something that doesn't make you happy? Thank you, Empty Wrath. I like that name. And I also like that ship. I've always I like ships and boats. I've never really been on one. Yeah. Where are you? I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm not homeless, Cody Waffle. The world is my home. And everybody is my friend. In fact, everybody is my brother and sister. Though if people are stuck up in their mind, they are not going to see me as a brother. So just because I view people as, I view them all that, I feel them, the same life inside of me. I know it's inside of them. But their ego that they've developed, it might not accept my love. It might not even allow me to say hi to them. They might think it's weird. They might not even say hi. So, just because, let's just say, I'm the most loving person, doesn't mean other people are going to accept that. Some people are going to actually go against that. Go against me. But if you were to view me, just view me as your best friend or your brother. I'm not looking for sex. I'm not looking to take advantage of you. So that's how you can see me. Because I want the best for you. And I'm nothing else. Yeah. I want you to feel reality and feel God. Yeah. I'm not trying to dig in your pockets. I'm not looking to lust. I don't even care about sex for multiple reasons, but yeah. Yeah, you're viewed as suspicious because people are just judging you. So many people are judging, it's ridiculous. I mean, even people that are Christians are judging. So many people are judging all the time. Our world has become a place of judgment, not even from God Himself, because people are so caught up in the idea, oh, you can't do that. Oh, I'm going to try to control you with my mind. You're touching grass. I'm going to call the cops on you. Hello, pull up Ken. Yeah. Inverted commas. Yeah, I don't have to, but today it's just like naturally coming, so I kind of have to. Yeah, it's just I'm also holding a phone, if you don't know. I've been holding it up for over an hour now. Plus, my body's so weak I can't even hold my arms up because simply I can't eat. So there are reasons why I do everything. But I wanted to say thanks for all the donations. I might have missed some specific people. And thanks for all the comments. Regardless of your view, and what you think of me. So God bless all you guys. I love all you guys. I have no hate for anybody. Yeah. And I don't judge people, because then that makes me no better than them. Yeah, I do know Osho. I'm a big fan of Osho. Yeah, the highest it gets cold, and here are these things again. But we gotta have fun with life. It's when you think it's super serious, it actually constricts you, and you aren't having fun anymore. So whatever you do, see it from a happy standpoint, and don't be as serious. Joke around. You'll see how much better you'll feel. Yeah, the coldest and the highest it gets cold. Different ways of saying the same thing. What's cold to me, though, is not cold to the coldest place where humans inhabit in the world. Siberia, Alaska. I'm looking at the devil wearing a banana. Okay. Why you dress like a grandma? That's just your past recollection of what you think grandmas dress like. People wear stuff on their heads all the time. Yeah. Everywhere. Islam, Jesus's era, they had hoods. Simply, it was a representation of a hood. I felt cold earlier, as we just went over this, and I also like the feel of it. Maybe you've never had a hood on. Yeah. But when I wear hats, if you want to know more detail, hats always itch my head. No matter what kind. But bandanas don't. So Kobe's vibes? Not sure. I fancy a taco. Mexican food to me is the best food in the world. And I also think it's America's, it is their staple food. Because we don't really have staple food in America. We don't really have necessarily a culture. It's kind of like hamburgers and hot dogs, which, yeah. But I consider Mexican food the national cuisine. Bailey, I've already answered this. God bless everyone in here. Thank you, Rick Jones. Love you too, Cody. A lot of people get obsessed with their looks. This is pretty much going against the Bible and just life itself. Because if you only know your looks, then that's all you know. But then you lose in touch with the soul. So a lot of women, they get praised, they get their self-worth, which doesn't really exist, through their looks. Same goes for men. But more importantly, we're overdosed on the femininity because we've actually pushed that to the side. Basically, the world is over masculine. So women get paid to basically show off their natural stuff. And the thing that stinks is if you get obsessed with your looks, eventually it will be like one of the deepest hells. Yeah. Not the worst thing, for sure. But looks don't matter. It's how you make people feel. And if you're always showing off your looks, you're just going to get people that are only there for how you look. And they could think, honestly, you're trash. Or they could treat you like trash, which is even worse. This is why, it's a deadly game. Yeah. It's how you make people feel, and it's actually how you feel inside. No. It's, do you have a heart? Do you have a soul? Yeah, because the bread of life, people are always going to go against you. It doesn't matter what you do. People go against God. People went against you. Even pretty much your parents. Your parents always revolt against you. 3, even Jesus, people went against him. People go against the devil. It's people go against me all of my life. A reoccurrence. Soon, but then you just come to a point where everything's okay. What's up, boss? And one of the biggest things is people go against life. Everything I mentioned is just life. Even the devil wants to feel love. He just forgot about it because he's trying to gain love externally. And if someone's trying to gain love externally, they're trying to power over you and control you. That's why the world is the way it is. Okay? Everybody wants to feel love because it's the best feeling in the world. And when you don't feel the very life you are, it sucks. Yeah. Being negative, as much as you won't want to admit it, it sucks. If being angry felt good, or being sad, then we wouldn't care if we were sad or mad. But it's not who we really are. And we want to expand to who we really are, which is emanating out of us and through us. Happiness. Peaceful beings. We're all trying to get here. I wonder how many of the commenters are bots. Yeah, I've never even felt like thought about that of Philadelphia. Ava, what do you do if every job you work makes you feel miserable? Well, see what you want to do the most, what you actually love the most. You already know this. And see where the love takes you. And you might have to reconstruct your thinking too. Maybe you have to move in a family member and work a different job where it's part-time. Okay? Maybe you go join a missionary or a ministry where you're helping people around the world and you're not really working at all, quote unquote. Maybe you start your own business. Yeah. But really, God is always guiding us through doing what we love, because then that brings love into our life. Yeah. And we don't want to break old habits, old thinking. Yeah. So anything, the jobs you don't like, Ava, are trying to get you to things you do like. But more importantly, if you feel whatever brings you happiness and excites you the most, that's going to bring other things in your life. And you may have to get rid of certain ideas or certain situations that are going on. Yeah. I like boats too. Yeah, I've been on like a small like canoe or boat before. So, and yeah. But I'd love to like sail across the ocean. Go down there, get some fish. Basically, a real nice life to live. Hi from England. ZBD. Happy mask the truth? No. Misery shows the truth. Every animal's happy. Nature's doing just fine. It's just its natural state. Only humans and their conceptual thinking, they're the ones who ruin all this and become miserable. Hello from New Jersey. I have been to Atlantic City. I've never really got to go anywhere growing up. So boo-hoo me, right? Yeah. Next year I'm going to be traveling the world, but I'm going to be teaching how to feel God, and I'm going to be doing live events in person, and you'll most definitely see me. You look like you need a hug. I could always use a hug. Most people don't want a hug. So, well, or some people they reject hugs because they're so caught up in themselves. I can't reject a hug though. So I'm not long left in this world. Wish I wasn't born. Not sure what you mean. Jesus loves how you use your gifts. Yeah. Yeah. We have to go through and take action. We live in a world where thoughts may be nice, but it's actually about taking action. Yes, I already said I do know Osho Vishal Taylor, and I'm a big fan of Osho. Yeah. I You got to understand the type of person I am. I take the good in everybody. Okay? Even things I don't like, um I can only give you examples, but I take in everybody. So if anybody has a good idea or a perspective, their personality, maybe it's just like a way they say something, like an accent. I'll add that into me. I'll take that into me. Everybody's a part of me anyway. Yeah, I'm just a buildup of all good things. Yeah. So, but I also, if I, like when I was younger, I seen a lot of unhealthy people. So I told myself, I seen a lot of people who couldn't really move. And I was like, I don't want to be like that. So you propelled me in that way. It's okay if people love to troll. That's their choice. And every day we have a choice. Hello, Tristan. Matt says I'm not your brother. But we are all fundamentally or foundationally, what I meant to say, we all are the same life. And we are alive. The only difference is just your mind. Simply, you know that you're living. Now, you can actually feel the aliveliness that you are, which is the pinnacle of life. It doesn't matter where you're at or what you do, because this is the pinnacle of existence. This is what they call God. And it is being so caught up in the feel of life that you actually merge with it. Yeah. This is the only way to feel life. And all your thoughts, they actually want to feel, but they can't through thinking. So in turn, they have to end. You have to stop thinking. Anytime you do anything, you want to get so engrossed in the activity. That's why you do anything, to simply stop thinking. And then you begin to feel life. Now, people are just not aware of when this happens. They just always go back to the thinking mind because they think that's home. And I did find this on the ground. But anyways. It's like purple. We're going to be here tomorrow in the morning. So technically, I am your brother. You might not feel this. And you're allowed to see anything you want. This is all ran by God. And we are all part of the same ecosystem. Thank you, Jagger. Hello, Marcus Pinto. Thank you, Philadelphia Collins. I can't really see if you have a fish in your profile picture. God simply made me this way through all the circumstances in my life. Yeah. You could say it was like a, what do they call it? Kind of like a purge or some like, I'm thinking like Exodus or something, but it doesn't matter. We can all have this empathy too. And it's when we allow ourselves to have it. Yeah. Hello, Marger, or yeah, it's no measure of health to be adjusted to a sick society. Yeah. That's what I mean. Everyone has their own opinion, but fundamentally, we are all our own life. People just get stuck in their own perspective. And if your perspective is narrow or just is about you, then you cut yourself off from the world. You know how people, they go like, and they're like, oh, I'm going to live in the cabin in the woods because I'm sick of society. Well, that may not be the best choice for them. It's because we live in this era now of self-indulgence, basically. We're coming to caring, but it's not here yet. But people go in a cabin, it's all about them. Or they go off grid. Yeah. But people go off grid in their mind without actually physically going there all the time. But when it becomes only about me, it's, you not only forget about everybody else, you forget about your mission. You forget about love. You forget about animals, wildlife, Mother Gaia, your ancestors. You just forget about the whole world, basically. In turn, then the world forgets about you. So, it could sound like a harsh reality to come to, but it's actually the most loving thing. Yeah, and I don't know how to say that, Margay. Trolls need to get a life, Tristan said. I mean, they technically do have a life. Whether it's being a troll, it's all about your choice. Good morning, Levi Lamplighter. Yeah. God bless everybody in here. After trolling Kobe's. I've never heard of that. But we're here in this reality. The why we exist is to uplift people and to help the world. As much as we can. Truth shall be revealed. Thank you for the donation. Oh, you're not. There's a squirrel up there, but you're not going to see him with this phone. Quack, quack. If you want to change your life, simply do something different. Because that will break your patterns. Walk up the steps sideways. Spin around. Go hop in a field. If you're trying to break your thinking. Because it truly doesn't matter what no one else thinks. It only matters what you think. That's the greatest knowledge of all. By the way you're talking, F you, that sounds like you're not allowed near skulls. Okie, we already talked about tacos. Yeah. There are no haters, Milo. I just see people with different perspectives. And no one wants to hate because it makes you feel ugly. And who wants to be ugly? Oh. And how am I stalking the fence when I'm on the live? And that's like such a weird thing to say. F you, along with all the other stuff you said. I don't know what's making you feel that way or why that's even on your mind. Tacos are probably the best food in the world. Okay. Yeah. And Tristan is right on the ball. He must have woke up with some money under his pillow. Only God is fit for judgment. Yeah. Because who are we to judge? When we judge somebody or a situation, especially as negative, we actually judge ourselves. We're not actually judging somebody else. We're judging ourselves and how we interpret the situation. Don't you think it's sexist to say men have authority over women? Well, some women, like the men, obviously, the male to have authority, such as being dominant in positions, more so sexual acts. But that is caveman-like thinking. That is how we got here. And that's not true. Yeah. Women are just as equal as us. That's why some of them are trying to become more manly. And that's also why men are getting more femininity. Also, even beyond the gender of somebody, we both have the moon and sun inside of us. We both have male and female aspects. You may be afraid to attribute your female aspects, which the female is creativity. So basically, anytime you do anything, you're in the female aspect. Yeah. Which, that's the way you should be. Creativity is love. And, yeah. Creating is being in the feminine nature. Women are naturally prone to love, where a man, not so. Yeah. Yeah. Men don't have authority over women. Even more so, if you knew, first of all, it used to be in balance. And women actually, they used to run the tribes. They're the ones who were the leader of the tribes. You could go research it online. Yeah. See you later, Collins. Hello from Aruba. Yeah, the world has turned through the cat lady looking next door. Yeah, that's exactly a... Yeah. Thank you, John Hopper. Yeah, I was thinking about the Caribbean. I'm not sure if Puerto Rico or Costa Rica are a part of the Caribbean, but both of those names have like a shake to them. I usually forget one or the other, but I did think about them yesterday. And I would imagine if I went to like Puerto Rico, they'd be standing there with a maraca. but it's probably one of the best places to live. God bless you, Pops. And thanks again, John Hopper. God bless you. If you've seen me just say God bless you, it, that guy, he was an autopilot, and he didn't understand what I said to him. It actually, he didn't even, it didn't even register. But that goes with a lot of people. No, I'm not at the driving range, but I guess it could definitely seem like it. Yeah, yeah. The beach is like the most natural, one of the best spots. Yeah, if I use curse words, Franklin, which rarely I do, it's really just to make you laugh. Yeah. I see little kids and they're swearing, and I'm just like, wow. I ain't never like swear like that. That Brittany Parker, I 110% agree with you with that. The woman does submit, but most women are they're too trying to overpower everything, and the male is just as aggressive in other ways, such as manipulation. So the two don't tangle together. Yeah. Yeah. But I completely agree with you. Osho named you when you was 3, Tristan? See, if you were watching me, I wouldn't say more serious, but the last 20 minutes I did get more serious with my demeanor. Yeah. But I've been laughing like this whole time. Hope my toenails aren't as long as I figured out. Well, the one is, and my fingernails are not that long. Hello, ZBD. Did you really meet him, Tristan? You never know when someone's like joking or not. Does God have a sense of humor? God's laughing all the time. God has the biggest sense of humor. When we laugh, as long as we're not torturing somebody, then, or making fun of somebody as if we don't know them, then when you laugh, you're aligning yourself with God. It also feels good to laugh. And whatever feels good feels, that is truth. Even the devil, he loves to laugh. Everybody does. That's why it's always like, "Mwah-ha-ha-ha-ha-ha." Maybe it's more of a fake laugh, but yeah. It's an expression of God himself. Oh, I love laughing. So they and I've seen this quote the one time, but it is, laughter is fireworks to the soul. Yeah. So laugh a little more. Yeah, Brittany, it's supposed to be, if you're in a relationship and the person doesn't support you, then it's not working out. If they don't give you as much sex as you want, as cruel as it sounds, and you want sex, then it's not meant for you. Because whatever meant for you is the stuff you want. But we make excuses and we try to preserve something that's not working for us. Anybody that makes you feel uncomfortable, and this happens all the time, it's not that it's bad, but it's an indicator of you need to get away from this person or these group of people because they make you feel bad. That's the indicator. And so why you feel bad or why you don't like certain people is because there's people that you will like, and there's relationships that you will have that are meant for you. So the bad is actually pointing you away from itself, getting you to these other people, situations. That's perfect, Brittany. And I can tell that you're in a fulfilled relationship. You guys don't need anything outside of yourselves. And you're both properly balanced. Yeah. Most people are not like that. And they're trying to get like that. And the problem is, you can't ditch what you have. A lot of people that, let's say you've been in a relationship for like 3 years, and you guys always argue. Well, you're not meant to be together. Sorry. But you're going to try to work it out. Just like you were trying to work it out in the last argument. Free Mark. Yeah, free the world, Pinto. The toenails, I don't know why you care so much about my nails, so. God bless you, outlaw. You know, because I have so much love in me, I'm going to answer or go over a few more comments. And then we'll be out of here. But we'll look at this beautiful decorations. Which one's your favorite? You don't live in Oregon, the commune. Nah. You don't. Uh, yeah, the devil comes from the incarnation of an evil thought, but letting it take you over. So basically, losing conscience. It's the devil is just when emotions overpower you, and thus you lose yourself. They take control of you. The devil is just rage. He's the feeling of rage. It's a dove, God's power and glory. What am I watching? Just a nobody. Just a nobody. But also, at the same time, the greatest thing ever. Oh, Jimmy Jam, I'll love you more than your mama loved you. No, but I'll love you. Thank you, Fernardo. God bless you. You're in a cult. Uh, that's just what you think. Hello, Euphoria. Oh, nice to see you. Thank you, Iso Larula. Whatever happens to me, you weren't going to say hi? Whatever happens to me, you know, it's in God's will. It's for the greater good. If I'm meant to die right now, then it will happen. Yeah. If I'm meant to lose my phone, it's all a good, positive experience. You only deem something negative. Marcos Pinto. Yeah, because people don't feel love, so they go and try to get acceptance and love from the world. Yeah. Even, you know, the devil wanted love. That's what he wants. And everybody's trying to get here. simply it's all there is. We play this game going around rushing roulette of emotions, which are sin. And then eventually we end up, oh yeah, I feel love now. What I already was, it's already flowing out of you. Only you can stop it. I'd be moving 3 times faster with a skateboard. There's nowhere for me to go, and there's nothing I'm trying to be. God does have a sense of humor. We have to be okay with whatever happens, because everything is okay. It's only when you think it's not. Yeah, well, God bless everybody in here. I wish you all happiness. I hope you fill your cup with love. And I hope you get to feel this happiness from God. Oh, hello, Falcon. I was just thinking of you because the other day we started to talk about like the purple sky, and you brought up very interesting stuff. But I definitely want to touch on something like that again, but we didn't really get to touch on it last time. Even if I got halitosis, Brian, you wouldn't care, nor would it matter to you, nor would it change anything. God's plan for Palestine children, bring them right back to heaven. Nick F., you're allowed to think whatever you want. I don't really care what you think. But I do value that you at least think. But that's just an assumption. Hello, old bear. The Rapture sounds like the name of a dinosaur. Yeah, it actually does. That's funny. I agree with that one. And have you ever thought about becoming a monk? I feel like I could do that. I feel like I can become anything I want. I've always had that possibility in my head. And I've always done what I wanted. But so there's nothing I didn't want to become, quote unquote. But we basically all are a monk, because a monk is just what they're trying to really get behind all of it. They're just trying to be at peace, and they're trying to be still. So that's what we're all trying to be. And we can all feel God. That's what they want. That's what monks are trying to do, is feel God. And that's what we're all trying to do. Yeah. Now monks like exclude all this stuff. They exclude like females usually outside of their lives. I don't, and they beg for food, some of them. But some of that it does more damage. And I don't really agree with the life of a monk. So while I could fit in with the life, yeah. And maybe you could say I am like a little bit of a monk now, but I don't see a lot of monks or Buddhists happy. I see myself happy. So, but I've never really thought about it, quote unquote. Yeah. Because you can be happiness and you can be still and find God right now. They're just trying to levitate their odds in their favor. And they're trying to just basically turn off all the distractions. You're still talking about bacon? Dude, you might have to go grab like the biggest pack of bacon. Joe Water. Yeah, don't sell your soul. Yeah, anything in your life was made by God, and it was made as a challenge by yourself. So you can overcome it, and you're meant to. And if you don't, well, then you don't. Nothing wrong. Simply try again. Um, yeah, I mean, you can also just do a little spin, and I guarantee you crack a little smile. It stops when you want it to stop, Matthew. But beer can? Who was saying there's beef bacon? Yeah, I never had that. Euphoria? Yeah, yeah, I know. I'm well aware I'm behind. Yeah, it's simply impossible to get to all of the chat. Mm. But thanks for letting me know. And the chat knows I'm behind too. That is true, 5K. You know, we'll be here tomorrow in the AM. I mean, turkey bacon, it slaps. It slaps the mouth when it goes in. It's just, it may not be fatty enough. I'm not sure what you're talking about, chilling person. I'm about to end this live, so. Yeah, I mean, becoming a Shaolin monk, that would be like very interesting. Hey. And I'm sorry that I'm a little bit slow on the chat. Euphoria. You know? Yeah, I mean, I would definitely see that's something so interesting to talk about, Falcon. But yeah, Shaolin monks, it looks like a very nice, like, I've never been there, but it looks like very harmonizing, very peaceful to be there. You know, you might not get enlightened. Maybe you won't feel God. You might have a fun time though. Yeah. That I do have interest in that. Yeah. That's interesting. Some banners. Do you think Jesus would want universal health care? For sure. For sure. But if that's not in place, then Jesus would want us to take care of our own health. So we have to learn about it and listen to our body. Because if someone else can't provide it, then we have to take it into our own hands. Chilling person. So that's a cool name, by the way. Yeah, but it's important when you take it into your own hands because then you don't need health care from anybody else. Yeah. You know, all the power to you. Thank you all for being here. I love all you guys. Yeah. Yeah, Kung Fu and yeah. It's all very interesting for sure. Yeah, appearances don't matter. It's what's inside your heart. Thank you, Jamal Ludden. I'm in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, David. Yeah. I wish you would have came in here a little earlier, Falcon, but hey. Everything is perfect timing in your life because it's God's timing. Don't see it as wrong. Don't see nothing as negative. See as everything is a blessing. I appreciate you, Falcon, for sharing your interests, your comments, and your love. Hey. Yeah. Thank you all for sharing your comments. Love or hate. I appreciate you all. And I appreciate the life you guys live. I'll see you guys now. Yeah, yeah, Euphoria. I'll pick out a few and then I'll just like scroll back to the beginning. Call it renewal. Hey, boss. I'll see you guys.